Back by request, 3 stocks I'm going to be swinging May 2019, all today on Young Money Investments. Let's get it. Guys, so obviously I am mostly shorting in my private mentorship now. That is going to be the main focus that we have been focusing on, is shorting these momentum gappers, but that does not leave the fact that there are still some very good swing trades to be had right now, and I am going to be covering those for some of you that are either A, new to the market, that don't want to be jumping into shorting companies because of the volatility, B, those that are not able to trade daily in the mornings and spend hours in front of their computers, and C, just those that are not in platforms that are able to short companies. So those of you that are trading on Robinhood, those of you trade on TD Ameritrade's Thinkorswim platform, or a lot of other brokers that just do not offer those momentum volatile companies, and you can't short them, so you go, well, I have to go long. These are going to be the trades that I am actually either in or am going to be hopping in, depending on if they get to a certain price point for me. And so if you are in my private mentorship, you already have the knowledge for these, you already have all these numbers. This video is coming out probably a couple days after the fact that they have gotten these numbers. So if you ever are interested in that private mentorship group, you are able to actually hop in here. In fact, I'll even pull it up here on my screen before. We currently are actually talking about the update to the course. So course updates have recently happened. You have the videos, that's a great picture of my ugly face. And these videos actually have progress bars now. Soon you will have the ability to, if you do purchase the course, to actually have a comment section on here. This will give me a chance to interact a little bit more with you as well. And so that gives us kind of the opportunity to talk a little bit more, chat. I know this is a very welcome and added thing. I'm gonna go over a little bit more of this right now. We're gonna talk about the stocks that I see value in. First company that I see long-term value, or not long-term, a long-term or decent swing trade in, is going to be none other than Snapchat. Snapchat is one that I am not really a huge fan of it long-term. Haven't really loved it. If you pull up the 4-hour chart, you will see though that it has come up from its low lows of $4.82. When you've seen it definitely run up since its lows down here in December. With that being said, it's recently had this pretty large sell-off. So if we really do zoom in over here, you're gonna see that it's had a decent sell-off right in this range. And so one of the things that I'm seeing with Snapchat is I am seeing a couple different things. I see a target buying zone of 1075 to 1050. So if we zoom in on this a little bit more, and we can actually do this, I'll zoom in right here, you're gonna see basically a buy zone, like I said, of 1075 being the highest, which, hey, we are currently kind of in that range, and then a dip zone basically of about 1050. So let's take this down a little bit closer. Let's take it to actually the 5-day, 5-minute chart, and you're going to see here, we're fairly close to that range. You're seeing it trading right now at about 1075. Let's zoom over here a little bit more. You're seeing it trading right here at about 1075. And then you're also seeing a low of intraday was a low of 1050. So if we can see another low of 1050, this is going to be basically a good little buy point for Snapchat. If you can get it anywhere in there, I think that's a great option. Stop loss for me is going to be somewhere right down here at about 1040. I'm not going to let this run much lower. I really do think that if you look at this on the 180-day chart, I don't want to let it run down to this whole like $10 range. I think there's too much room for error here, that if you start to let it run down into this range, that's another 3% loss. So currently right now, if you were to buy at 1075, you buy down into here, you're looking at about a 1.94% difference on this. If you continue to let this run, you're talking about a 5% loss, and I'm not willing to take that risk. Target zones, that's going to be my stop loss. My sell point on Tesla, or not Tesla, gosh, I wasn't thinking about Tesla. Snapchat is going to be a sell price of about $11.55 to $11.65. So $11.55 would be my first point right in here that I would see this potentially being an area to get out at, and that makes absolute 100% sense, right? Because there is a level of resistance right in this range. So if you get right in here, you're gonna see that if you ride this up, you're gonna start seeing some resistance coming up into this range. It's had resistance here once, twice, rode this for quite some time. And you can see over here, this ended up being a little bit of resistance as well. So 1155 to 1165 is going to be kind of my range, my get out point. And then if I do not cover all of my position there, which I probably will keep a little bit more on the table, my second level of selling on there is going to be 1245 to 1250. 1250, 1245. So 1245 would be right here, and then 1255 would be right in here. So you're kind of capping out at where Snapchat's maximum highs have been. Now we did see obviously this big jump on earnings, but it has kind of sold off. So that is going to be my run. That gives me basically a potential, if you start buying right in here, that gives you a potential for profit of about 7.5%. Your next level is going to be about 18% profit on that. You have a maximum loss right here of about 1.82% as you go down to, if you were to buy up at the top, you're going to have a max loss of about 3%. 3% tops is your max loss, with a return on Snapchat of roughly 8 to 9%, all the way up to about 18%. So those are great returns. Those are great potential returns on this swing trade. I like the risk to reward on this. And so like I said, Snapchat, these are not going to be in any chronological order, but Snapchat is definitely one that I recommend in terms of swing trading currently. All right, guys, so the second company that we are talking about for a swing trade in May is going to be ICPT. Now, this is a company that is very probably unknown. This is not a company that a lot of you will know. It's a biopharm, or it's a pharmaceuticals company. And let's take a look at the charts here and kind of see what I am seeing with this company. So ICPT is a company that, again, has recently had quite a sell-off. Now, the reason why I love this technicals, or the pattern on this, is because if you zoom out on this thing, you will notice that it has traded in this channel, which is massive. It's a channel of about 32% profit, or sorry, plus or minus here, for quite some time. This is a 180-day chart here. So 180 days, it is touched here at this $85 price point once, touched here twice, touched here 3 times, and we are currently on the 4th time. So ICPT, if you actually come back a little bit further, like I said, you see this consistent channel pattern here. So obviously we are currently down here at the bottom. If we take a little bit more of a zoomed in approach, right, you are going to see that we are currently sitting down here. Now, for ICPT, there's a couple different things that I want to talk about before we get into the technicals on it. And I'm going to go over the buys and sells on it. So for ICPT, my buy zone is going to be between $86.25 and $90. That is my buy zone. So $86.25 to $90. That's the buy zone. Stop loss on this is going to be $86.10. My sell point is going to be when it runs up to, let's see, my sell point is going to be $114.50. And my second sell is going to be $122.25. So I'll take half of it off at that first sell at $114.50. My second sell is going to be at $122.25. Let's go over percentages on this. All right, guys, so as you take a look, if we zoom in here a little bit more on ICPT on the, let's just do 10-day chart here, and then zoom, let's actually make it even smaller here. So if we zoom in on ICPT, there we go. We can see on here that ICPT is trading currently at $88.91. So what was my buy zone? $86.25 to $90. So if it is trading at $88.91, we are currently in the buy zone. We're currently in the buy zone as of today, April 25th. So that is the buy zone. My stop loss, as I said, is going to be $86.10. So if we get down here towards about $86.10, even $85.15, if you really want to ride it down, that is a potential stop loss. I'm keeping my stop losses for this video very tight. You don't have to follow my stop losses. That's just going to be my recommendation. But that is going to be my stop loss on ICPT. You could have a low stop loss down there of $85.25 or $85 if you want. That's your prerogative, but that is going to be my recommendation. Sell point on this is going to be 114.50 for the first one, and I want to explain why that is. That is going to go all the way up here. We're gonna have to go over to the 180-day chart to explain why that is, why I see that price point. And so if we zoom in over here, you're going to see that 114.50-ish, 114 has been a consistent level of basically consolidation, as well as some highs. So you see right here, there is a high at about 114. You're gonna see another high about 114. So 114.50, 114 is going to be the sell point. Now from where we're currently trading at, if you were to purchase, like I said, if you were to purchase ICPT, you were to write it up there, you're looking at about a 30% profit margin on this. That's huge. Second level of stop or sell point would be 122.25. That's going to be a return of about 37.73%. What is your potential for loss? Your potential for loss is sitting here right at about, even if you wrote it down to $85, is 4%. So the potential for profit and the potential for a return on ICPT is huge. Now, a couple things to take into consideration. The volume is very low on this. This is where it gets a little dicey, because you look at the potential for a return on this and you go, heck yeah, this looks perfect for me. You need to look at the lows and the highs for this. So that is something, volume on this, and that's where you need to take into consideration why my stop loss is so tight and my potential for return is so high. If it breaks through those, you need to be able to cut on that. All right, guys, and my final swing that we are going to be talking about is none other than EA Games. Now, EA Games is another one that I've talked about swinging before, and I'm going to continue to talk about this. We are currently sitting at a decent low point. So EA, my plan for the swing on EA is going to be the buy zone of $92.75 to $90.50. Currently, it is trading at $92.79. So we are sitting roughly just barely outside of my buy zone. I hope to see this sell off a little bit more. And the reason why is because this is my buy zone right in this area right here. So 90, like I said, 90.50 to 92.75 is going to be my buy zone. We are also going to be looking at my stop loss is going to be $90.10. My sell point, so where I plan to sell this, is going to be $100.50. My second sell would be roughly between $103 and $105, depending on your risk tolerance. Those are going to be the ranges for where I would say take a sell on EA. So let's jump into the charts here and we can go over why I see some value in this. So currently we are, like I said, sitting at 92.79. As you can see, there is some support down here at the 87 mark. That is too much risk that I would be losing. So taking into consideration here, we're going to look at the 10-day chart and we're going to zoom in a little bit more. We're going to pull it over here and you can see that obviously it's had a decent amount of a sell-off. So if we were to buy in, like I said, buying EA right down here at roughly 90.50, you're looking at roughly a potential for a return. So if you bought down here at 90, let's say 90.66, and you were able to ride this up to the first level of selling would be $100.50. That is going to be a return of about 10.94%. Now, where's my stop loss on this? It's $90.10. So $90.10, that would be my stop out. That's about 0.64%. If you're buying in this range, let's say you ended up buying right here at 91, the zone was 92.75. So let's say worst place, you buy here at 92.75, you're taking about a 2.63% loss for a potential return of, like we were talking about, roughly about 8 to 9%. So again, I love the risk versus reward on this. The risk versus reward is fairly decent on EA. And again, the secondary sell point that we were looking at was going to be roughly all the way up to $105. So if you were to buy, like I said, right here in the middle, average in is right in here, and you were to get out at $103 to 105, roughly we'll call it about 104. That is going to be a return of about 13.5, 14% return on EA. So I love the risk versus reward on this. Chart wise, where we're at with each one of these swing trades. I'm gonna throw in one last one for you guys. Can you guess? Can you guess what this longer swing trade is gonna be / long-term investment? Let's see if you can guess what it is. Tesla, guys, is going to be the one that I see a lot of long-term value in. Now, this swing trade may take some time, but recently I just had quite a large buy order. I bought quite a bit of Tesla recently, and even played some options today trading Tesla. And so this is what we're looking at from the long-term 180-day chart. So as you can see, there's been a decent amount of support right here at the 288, 290 price point. 250 has been the massive, hold. So as you can see, it recently reached a 52-week low. 246.07 was its low today. I'm averaging right at about $250 on my shares of Tesla right now. Tesla is a great buy down here for me at the $250 price point. I plan on holding this. Anytime that it has dipped down, anytime it goes into this blue region here, it has an RSI down here of where it's at. This was a 15 RSI. It had an RSI of 18 before. This had an RSI of 25. Let's see here, 25, and then it had a bounce. You see where it bounced here at the 30 and then came back up. You can see where it came all the way down here, RSI of about a 16, and it still sold off more. So I had to come down here, stayed in that blue, but if you're buying down here in the blue, you're in a good position, especially buying down here. RSI again it sold off to 300, hard RSI down here at about a 20, and then it bounced. RSI again low. You're seeing it where now a couple different factors for Tesla are indicating why it is a buy. So with Tesla, the reason why I see this as a massive buy right now is because not only do you have an RSI extremely low down here in the 20s, you're also seeing it down here at support of 250. This is its like 2-year support. So 2-year support plus the low RSI. If you have the patience, and this is going to be the key, with Tesla right now, all the news is doom and gloom. The bears are in control. The bears are 100% in control of Tesla. The thing with Tesla though is that it's at 2-year support. It really wasn't that bad in terms of where it was for earnings and everything. Yes, it was low. Yes, Model X and S sales were lower. But you need to look at this from a long-term perspective, where Tesla is headed. It's not headed towards bankruptcy. It's not headed towards anything catastrophic right now. I love Tesla at this price point, and so this is more of a long-term trade. This is not so much more of a swing trade. For a lot of you that are trying to swing this, you're gonna go, well, I'm getting stuck in this for a while. It's not meant to be a short-term swing trade like the other ones that we talked about. This is meant to be a long-term trade. I mean, you look at this on the 1-year chart, and you're going to see here, this is going to be a while. Next, if you want to really look at where this could potentially go, take a look at the 3-year chart. Yes, this could come down here, definitely down here to the 230s. Very, very possible. It's very, very plausible. 242 was another low previously, all the way back here. It is possible that it can continue to sell off, but for me personally, I see Tesla as a nice little long-term hold. I think we're at a good price point and everything as well. But that's my personal opinion. So thank you so much for tuning into Young Money Investments. I hope you liked this swing trade video. This is definitely one of my longer videos, but I felt like it was very important to cover this, go into depth, and explain to you what I'm seeing with Tesla, with Snapchat, with ICPT, with EA, and hopefully these trades help you out. If you don't love them, don't trade them. Again, this is not financial advice. This is not me telling you buy here, sell here. I'm telling you what I personally see, what I personally plan to do, and hopefully that helps you as you are learning the stock market. Use this for entertainment purposes only, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Talk to you later. Bye.